What's up, this is Grandmaster Horton. I'm gonna make a real quick review of the film The Little Mermaid. Now, you know I do not review films. This is not something I normally do. But what I've noticed is that this entire conversation around it has nothing to do with the film itself. People who have not seen the film are simply saying, because The Little Mermaid is black and Disney has been very woke, we're not even going to try and see the film. And not only that, we're going to bash it and put things out that are not true about the film. Use your own brain. In this day and age of social media, people read what fits into a screen this big and then go on tantrums as if they have a PhD in the subject. When you have not studied something, when you have not researched something, and when you have not gone out and discovered it for yourself, you are ignorant. The word ignorant means lack of knowledge. You don't know. Okay? That's the bottom line. You don't know. And in this day and age, we're actually promoting the idea that people can claim to be experts in things they have not studied and have not experienced and have not explored. That is going to destroy society because what you're saying is a person with no knowledge deserves not as much, not less, but more attention and more consideration than a person who truly has studied it. That said, take a look at the film. Decide for yourself whether or not you like it. I want to see it. Now, there are certain people who are really, really big fans of Disney, classic Disney. If you are a classic Disney fan, you may not like the idea of they changed the Little Mermaid because you're a Little Mermaid fan. That is completely understandable. But if you're a person that says, I want to go see a Disney movie that is based on and inspired by the Little Mermaid, give it a shot. And that's what I did. I'm not a person who's been in love with Disney princesses for the last 30 years. You probably noticed that by now. So I went ahead, I went out, I saw the film, I got a son, I got a family. They said, let's just go to a movie tonight, one of those type of things. And I went, they fell asleep. I actually enjoyed the film, and I'll tell you exactly why I enjoyed the film. I enjoyed the film, so I'll tell you what I didn't like first, and then I'll tell you what I liked. The first thing I didn't like was that in the beginning of the movie, Prince Eric is told by his handler, so to speak, that he has to stop doing things to endanger himself because the king would not like it. The king has put him in charge of making sure that the prince is okay. But throughout the rest of the film, all we see is a black woman that is the king because there's no male. So I didn't like the fact that once again we're running into the black woman king. Okay, but it's a subtle thing that you could easily miss if I didn't point it out. The second thing, I was surprised by the lack of the number of actors for a film that's $250 million budget, and I know most of it went to advertising, but still, if it's a royal family, why are there only like 3 or 5 damn people in the whole castle? Like, I don't understand that. You have an entire castle. You cannot maintain a castle with 3 or 4 or 5 people, and then the entire town is like 20 people. So I just expected to see bigger. It's a Disney big budget film. I kind of expected to see something bigger. You literally had more things in the ocean than you had people walking around in the few times you're on land. Those are only two things that I noticed that actually bothered me. The other stuff, where they're like the woke messages and she doesn't really love Prince Eric. She just wants to explore the world above. And that is not true at all. And that's where the film shines. Ariel, Holly Bailey, who plays Ariel, one, she can outsing any previous Disney princess from this role. Everybody has their favorites. Everybody, I understand that. But if you said no film, no images, just your ears, and you listen to her sing, and you listen to Jodie and the rest of the previous Ariel sing, they don't stand a chance. She destroys those songs. The second thing is she's a good actress. And the reason why I know she's a good actress is if you look at the days of black and white films, the silent films, right? So think about Charlie Chaplin, think about, those old films where they weren't talkies yet, right? They didn't have voices. She has to spend the majority of the film with no voice because that's the storyline. She trades her voice to go on land. So the whole interaction between her and Prince Eric is without her having a voice. So if you think of The Lion King, right? In The Lion King, you see the development of Simba and Nala's relationship over the course of one song, right? Can you feel the love tonight? And you see their playfulness as children. And so there's a banter back and forth with them, that is a Hollywood signature, right? Any rom-com you see, it starts off with here's a couple, they don't like each other, and they, talk bad about each other, and they crack jokes, and then that the joking nature is what makes them come close. Here, she has to create a scenario where there's chemistry between her and the prince in a short period of time without ever saying a word to him. And she pulls it off beautifully. There's a scene when she tells him her name without speaking. Little things like that is stuff that you didn't see in the animated version. You haven't seen in any previous versions. She brings an actual chemistry, as well as the actor that plays Prince Eric. They bring an actual chemistry where without saying a word, you honestly see them getting closer together. They have a believable chemistry between them. And that's really the focus of the film. And by focusing on that, the film turns out to be an actual good movie. Is it The Little Mermaid from 20 years ago? No, it is not. Is it a good film if you're simply watching it as a film? Yes, it is. Does Halle Bailey do a great job with all the songs, modified or not? Yes, she does. Does Prince Eric and Ariel have a realistic chemistry on screen? Yes, they do. So if you're going to just say, I want to see the movie and form my own opinion, I encourage you to do it. The other thing is this: for people who are concerned about race, this is a young American girl who got a once in a lifetime shot to be a star in a Disney movie. And this is what I like about Halle Bailey. Often you see a young Disney kid star do all the kid stuff in Disney TV and Disney movies. And then as soon as they turn 18, right? Think of Courtney Love and some of these other people. What do? They go out and say, now I'm grown. I don't have to restrain myself anymore. And they go out and they start making all these little slutty videos and all these little cursing songs and trying to prove that they're adults now by being immoral. Halle Bailey came the other way around. If you see the song she did with her and her sister previously, it's not anything I would ever listen to. I actually looked her up, because I don't put my 10-year-old son just in front of anybody because it's on TV. And I was like, this is not a person I want my son looking up to. Like, the songs that they're doing is not stuff that we listen to, right? The focus is all sexual. It's all, there's a lot of profanity in some of the songs. And then it's that Beyonce feminist girl power stuff. I didn't like it. But now that she's saying, okay, I'm coming into my own, it's not me and my sister, but I'm coming into my own, she has gone the opposite direction. So she has gone from the whole girl power, Beyonce, sex symbol child, to where now she's coming into a more refined, classical image of herself. That's something that should be supported. You can have whatever opinion you want to have about Disney, but this young lady's opportunity is being destroyed by people who have a political agenda on both sides. Go see the film and say, can she sing? Can she act? And give her props. And for those of you who like to wave that Black Lives Matter flag and all that stuff, I remember a time when if a black person had a lead role in the movie, you went to see the movie to support them as a way of showing Hollywood that you like having black lead actors and actresses. Now, you got a black person that's got this role and you're turning your back on her so that you can argue over social media about something that you haven't seen and an idiot you arguing with hasn't seen. Stop being a pawn of social media. Stop being a lazy ass that can't move anything more than a finger to swipe a screen. Get your butt up, go to the movies, and decide for yourself. Either it's a good film or it's not. I'm out.